rebuilding. A catastrophic failure, a new start. Physically, mentally, our careers, our businesses. Step back, first step, next step. The driver in me just wants to get it done tomorrow. We'll do this, do that, let's move this, where are we at with this? You build some confidence, build some self-esteem, start to feel better about yourself. The Silverback Blueprint Podcast, a show for men over 40 who focus on getting stronger, staying motivated, building discipline, creating a community, and becoming truly happy. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 169 of the Silverback Blueprint Podcast, the 3 C's of success. So, at the time of this podcast, we are in the middle of January. You guys are hearing this sometime in February. And, of course, the topic lately has been about, what we're doing for New Year's resolutions. As a gym, we deal with that, the uptake in new members or members coming back in with a reinvigoration of, their goals and wanting to make the changes. And what I want to talk about today is, again, going back to what the success rate of New Year's resolutions are. And statistically, this isn't me making up. I was doing some online researches, and according to a thing that came out in 2017, 80% of all resolutions are broken by February. So less than, a month in, 80% of the people, 80% of the resolutions are done. They haven't gone any further. They're off the rails. They're derailed. They're detracted. They're just not doing it. And furthermore, taking it through the whole year, only 8% of the people that make New Year's resolutions actually achieve it by the end of the year. Now, I don't know about you, but those are some pretty horrible statistics. So it got me thinking as to, when I look at the clients that I work with and the people I know and that have done amazing things and transformative things with their lives, I was trying to put together, what are the commonalities? Why are they successful? Why do certain people get things done and get results happening, and why do a lot of other people don't? So I broke it down, and it's coming into what I call the 3 C's. And the first one is content, or you can call it knowledge, but that's, what they're doing, what the training is, what the nutrition is, the diet. Everyone's looking for that magic pill and that secret, but quite honestly, the information is already out there, and it's quite basic. You got to eat cleaner, you got to lower your carbs, right? You got to focus on real foods, get away from the processed fast foods. You got to drop the sugars. You got to lose the booze and the vices and stuff. You got to eat clean, right? Everybody knows that. I don't know if anyone hearing this doesn't already know that, right? 25 years ago, 30 years ago, yes, this knowledge wasn't readily available and we didn't know. Now everyone's trying to redo their diet and make it more complicated and make it more magical. And, we have this solution, that solution. But guys, what it comes down to is taking in less carbohydrates, more protein, and have some good fats, and keep your calories to a reasonable level and stuff. And quite honestly, if you're eating 4,000 calories now, go down to 2,500, you're going to lose weight. If you're eating 2,500 calories of good whole foods, so I'm talking about vegetables and proteins and things like that, that's a lot of food, right? It's simple, right? The good carbs, the rices, the potatoes, the sweet potatoes, the proteins, the lean meats, the beef, chicken, fish, right? Veggies, lots of veggies and stuff, and very little on the fruit. If you're eating really good vegetables, you're getting all the nutrients you need, that you don't have to worry about eating 17 oranges a day and stuff. Because a lot of problem with fruit is there's a lot of fructose, and all carbs, especially those simpler ones that break down, convert into sugar in the bloodstream and cause fat storage. It's that simple. It really is. Everyone out there fucking knows it, right? So the content is there. The second C, and it's kind of, as they increase, as we move down to C's, they become bigger in importance and making a relevancy and more guarantee of success. The second C is commitment. Why are you doing this? What is your why? Being all in, being fully committed. If your goal is like, I want to lose 10 pounds. Well, you know what? That's a bullshit goal, and you're not going to achieve it, and that's why you're not achieving it. And we make these flippant things because we know we should do it, and we're saying it because we feel we should say it because it feels good to say it, but that's not really a big a why. That's not something that's important to us. We need to turn around and look at our commitment level and our why level and frame it in a way that matters to us. I need to lose 30 pounds because in 9 months I'm going on with my first cruise ever, and I want to be able to wear I want to walk around with no shirt at the beach or at the pool, or I want to wear, that swim outfit. Or if you're, a woman listening to this, you want to wear your bikini or whatever, right? Well, that's a bigger why. There's a time, there's a date, there's something big happening at the end of it. It's a significant number that's going to be challenging. And I think a lot of times we make these small commitments because we don't want to commit ourselves. We don't want to tie ourselves down. We don't want to lock ourselves into something because we're afraid it's going to be hard work. We're afraid that we're going to have to do things differently. Because deep down inside, we know we have to. But if we can get around that, if we can turn around and come up with a great why. We just started a 6-week transformation program at the gym, and the very first thing I had them enter into their journal, I said, take 5 minutes and think about this. What is your why? Why are you doing this transformation? Why is it important to you? And I told them, take some time and get deep with this. Make it a big deal, It could be a father getting ready to give his only daughter away down the aisle in 9 months. Well, that's a huge why. It's his only daughter. It's a wedding. He wants to look good. He wants to be that proud moment. He wants to be at his best. Well, that's a great why. And that's a why that's going to help get him through the tough times. Because if you're not committed at a high enough level, right, then you're not going to stay the course. Think of your commitment as sort of your target or your anchor, or that location that you keep always coming back to. If you veer off the path a little bit, you come back and you realign yourself. Right? It's the destination. It's about getting to that destination. So no matter what, as you're navigating through the days and the weeks and the months, right, you keep readjusting your course to stay on target to get to your destination. So make it an important destination. Write it down. Think about it. When times are tough, go and look at that again and think about why it means so much to you. The more you're committed, the greater your chance of success. The third one, and I think the most important C of them all, is community. We talk about the influence of who you hang around with, the 5 people you hang around with, who you associate with, right? Community is the same thing. If you're going at this alone, right, it's going to be tougher. One of the things that draws a lot of people to what we're saying and what we're doing at Hostile, and to you guys listening to our podcast, is you're being drawn into this community that we're growing. There's something about it that intrigues you. There's something about it that you can relate to, so that you naturally want to be part of. You want to listen to. You want to make sure you get all the episodes of the podcast, or you make sure you come to our gym and you love it, or then you're training 3 or 4 times a week. The people that end up joining Hostile is because they found a place that they feel they can belong to. I can't tell you how many conversations I've had with men and women at the gym that have told us this is the first time they join a gym that they keep coming. That they didn't just join in January and never went back. Not only they're coming, but they're coming 3, 4, 5 times a week because they enjoy the community. I tell my coaches all the time, listen, people can do a burpee, a bench press, and a push-up fucking anywhere. Our job is to take good care of them and put great effort and content out to them so that they want it to be here. They want to do it with us. They want to listen to this podcast because we're working on something, we're becoming something that people are either going to be attracted to or repelled by. And when you do something like that and you're different enough, that's what you want. You want the people that like you to love you. People that are indifferent to you, they move on. Because if you try to be everything to everybody, it's not going to work. We learned that a few years ago. So at Hostile, when you come in, you're always going to get a hello. How are you? You're always going to get, someone smiling and saying hi. You're always going to get a coach coming up to you in class to check how you're doing. If your form's off, you get a form check. If you need to regress or change an exercise, you get that. But at the very least, our coaches are going to come up to you and say hi and recognize that you're there and be appreciative that you're there. And then what happens is you're in a room full of people that have that common goal. They want to get better. They want to improve. Whether it's lose weight, get stronger, get fitter, increase confidence or self-esteem. But the room is full with people, men and women over 40. So that's community, that sense of belonging, being part of something, right? And then at the end of the day, if you're coming in more often and you're spending more time around this positive influence, this positive community, it's going to rub off on you because then it changes how you think, how you feel. We've all been in that situation before where we're trying to make a positive change in our life, but if people around us aren't ready to make that change, it's difficult. Because you're trying to eat clean and they're ordering garbage right in front of you. You're trying not to drink, but they're drinking their fourth beer in front of you. And not only that, they're razzing you. They're like, come on, you can have one, live a little. You know, that kind of stuff. Because they're trying to justify what they're doing. But if you're around that a lot, it's going to be hard for you to stick to your guns. Because it's another pressure on you. So do the opposite. Find a community. Find a place to be part of where it's the opposite. Everyone has that one thing in common. They all want to do better and they want to support each other. And if you follow those 3 C's, the right content, the right level of commitment to it, and then you do this in a surrounding that's positive and motivating and has the right influences on you, you're going to be successful. It's that simple. When people join the gym, they ask me all kinds of questions. What should I eat? What should I do? What's the most important thing, I should change right now? And I look at them, I said, listen, if you're just starting with this, just show up. Show up 3, 4, 5 times a week. Because in doing that, things happen. I have some clients that come in once a week, twice a week, and then they'll pull me aside and say, hey, I'm not getting the results. We'll have this conversation. Well, you're only in here twice a week. So when I know I'm going to the gym today, I'm going to think gym thoughts. I'm going to think about what I'm eating. I'm going to think about what I'm wearing. I'm going to think about the workout I'm going to do. My mindset, I'm in it. But if I don't go to the gym for 3 more days, I'm not going to think about it, especially when it's new. So when I'm not thinking, when it's not front of mind, when these new changes in commitment levels and things I'm trying to do aren't front of mind, it's going to be easy for me to be tempted to have that donut, tempted to have that beer at lunch. When really, deep down inside, I know I should be having a soda water or a water. Right? That's the difference. The community, I think, is the most powerful part of it overall. There's people out there that drive Chevys and they're proud of it. There's people that drive Fords and they're proud of it. Right? At the end of the day, it's because they feel they're part of something. They want to be part of that club. We all want to have a sense of belonging and a place to be a part of. We all want to walk in like cheers and everyone knows our name. So if you want to make these changes, if you want to become a different person, you need to hang out with people that are like the way you want it to be. They talk about in success, if you want to be successful like someone, look at what they do and mirror their actions and you will become successful. And it's true. Successful people have better discipline. Successful people sleep better. Successful people read. Successful people take care of their health and watch what they eat. That's just the way it is. That's the majority. That's 95% of the people that are success and maintain success and continue to improve do certain things. Anthony Robbins says all the time, success leaves clues everywhere. And to me, the biggest one is that community. And when you find that and when you line all that up, you're going to be successful. Because what happens in that community, too, is you don't want to be the slouch. You don't want to be the one that, I didn't do it, right? You're going to rise to that lowest common denominator. So find a place where that lowest common denominator is higher than where you're hanging out now. Raise your standards, but hang around people and places and situations that have higher standards, because that's what's going to hold you to those higher standards. Don't be the smartest person in the room all the time. Don't be the fittest person in the gym all the time. Don't be the strongest person in the weight room all the time. Put yourself in situations where you are somewhere where you want to achieve more because the guy beside you or the girl beside you has achieved more. But that's not comfortable and that's not easy. And I know that's the reason why a lot of people don't do it. That's why we make such a big deal when someone joins our gym to welcome them and to follow up with them. And to let them know that we're glad that they're there and we're happy to see them. I teach my staff all the time. This is hard with the part-time because a lot of times part-time are the younger kids in today's day and age. But I teach them to say hello to every person that comes in, to make eye contact with them. If they buy something, I teach them to ask for their name, to make sure their name's in the system so that we can enter what they're buying. Part of it is so we have better records, but part of it is to teach my part-time staff to interact with every customer. It sounds like a simple thing, but how many times have you gone into a store where you're ignored and you feel like you're interrupting the staff because they're having their own little conversation? It happens a lot. You want to go and be somewhere that makes you feel good, makes you feel acknowledged, makes you feel that you've been seen. And then if you're in that situation, you know what? Being uncomfortable with the workout and working hard is a lot easier because you're in a positive environment. You're in a nurturing environment. You're in an empowering environment. And where the standard in the environment is, hey, listen, we accept you no matter who you are. All we ask is that you do your best. That's a pretty positive place to be. We work hard to make sure that our brand represents that. There's no elitist. It's none of this, I'm too strong to talk to you or I'm too fit to talk to you. Far from it. Find your community. If it's with us, fantastic. If not, find your community. If you want to improve, find a powerful community. Find a place that's going to hold you to a higher standard. Positive peer pressure. You will rise because of it. You will be more successful because of it. You will get the results you want and further and more beyond. And who knows what doors those open by being in a better community. Guys, that's all I have to say for now. Head on over to iTunes, leave us a 5-star rating and review. Head on over to hostilegear.com, use the code word Silverback, where you can get a community-based hoodie. And as always, guys, work hard, motherfuckers, and I'll talk to you guys later.